He didn't come to her funeral. My wife's coffin sat beneath the dim light of the chapel, roses wilting on the lid, and my son's seat, front row, reserved, remained empty. When I called him, his voice was cold, clipped. "It's not worth my time, Dad. Don't bother me with this." An hour later, his wife's Instagram lit up with sun-soaked photos from Florida, smiles, cocktails, ocean waves. While I buried the woman who raised him, he was grinning on a beach. That was the moment something in me snapped. I remember the day he was born. The way I cradled him, terrified and proud, promising silently to protect him. I raised him with patience, worked overtime shifts, missed birthdays just to pay his tuition. His mother gave him everything else: warm meals, tender care, unconditional love. And yet, standing at her grave alone, I realized all those years had bred entitlement, not gratitude. The boy we raised had grown into a man who believed the world owed him. The signs had been there long before Florida. His dismissive tone, the way he called only when he needed money, the mortgage, the car, the credit card bills. I had been his safety net. When his arrogance spilled into neglect, when he couldn't even honor his mother in death, I saw the truth. He didn't see me as a father. He saw me as a wallet. Grief sharpens clarity. I didn't yell. I didn't curse his name. I planned. I gathered the documents, accounts, deeds, investments. I redirected payments. I canceled automatic transfers. Quiet moves, invisible at first, like a tide pulling back before the wave. I wanted him to feel the absence, not just of his mother, not just of me, but of the ground he thought was solid beneath his feet. A week later, the call came. His voice carried that edge of panic I'd heard when he was a child, when he skinned his knee or lost sight of me in a crowd. But this time, it wasn't pain. It was fear. "Dad, the mortgage hasn't been paid. They're calling me. What happened?" I let the silence stretch. I could hear his breath quicken, the rustle of him pacing. Finally, I spoke, calm and final. "I don't care anymore." The words landed heavier than any shout, because he knew I meant them. He sputtered, "What do you mean you don't care? You've always taken care of this. You can't just—" But I could, and I did. Behind that calm voice was a storm of memory. His mother, standing in the kitchen, whispering how worried she was about his selfishness. Her tears the night he called her overbearing for reminding him to visit. The way she died wondering if he loved her at all. No son who loved his mother would have skipped her burial for a vacation. No man who respected his father would have spoken the way he did. I had nothing left to give him. I let him rant, plead, shift into anger. "You're ruining me, Dad. They'll take the house." "You raised me to succeed. Don't abandon me now." I almost laughed. Success? He hadn't built anything. Every step had been paved with our sacrifices. He thought he was climbing, but it was us holding the ladder. Now the ladder was gone. In the days that followed, I ignored the calls. The voicemails grew uglier, threats, insults, then desperate bargains. But each message only confirmed what I already knew. He wasn't reaching out of love, only need. The silence was my answer. I watched from a distance as the wave hit. The bank notices, the repossessions, friends distancing themselves once the money dried up. His wife posting fewer photos, her smile shrinking. I didn't celebrate, I didn't gloat. I simply observed the collapse he had built with his own arrogance. The irony is, he could have had everything if he had stood beside me at her funeral. If he had shown 1 ounce of respect, 1 flicker of love, I might have continued helping. Not because he deserved it, but because she would have wanted it. But he made his choice, and I made mine. When I visit her grave now, I tell her the truth. That I finally stopped protecting him. That I let him face the life he earned, not the one we sheltered him from. I whisper, he didn't deserve you. And he doesn't deserve me either. The wind carries the words through the cemetery, a weight lifted with every syllable. I don't feel guilt, not anymore, because real love has boundaries, and real justice isn't always loud. It's silence, withdrawal, the absence that forces someone to see what they've lost. He wanted me to keep paying. I chose to stop caring. The boy I once cradled is gone. The man who replaced him made his bed, and for the first time in years, I sleep soundly. Not as a father who failed, but as a man who finally chose himself, and the memory of the woman who deserved better.